Tune in to What's the 412. Hear top city news. Explore Pittsburgh's 90 neighborhoods. Talk with city leaders about issues that affect you. Find out what's the 412 with Joanna Dovin.
This is Joanna Dovin with What's the 412. Today, we will be talking about the impact of Mayor Ravenstahl's volunteerism initiative called Serve PGH. In September of 2009, the mayor became one of 15 mayors nationwide to take part in the Cities of Service Coalition. The coalition challenges big city mayors to engage volunteers as a strategy to address local challenges. Rebbecca Delphi, the mayor's chief service officer, will be joining us today to talk about the program's impact on city neighborhoods. She will also inform residents on how they can get involved. But first, on to Marissa for the latest city news.
Thanks, Joanna. Mayor Luke Ravenstahl and the Department of Public Works recently kicked off this year's paving season and released the city's 2012 paving plan. The plan outlines which streets will be resurfaced in the coming year and includes city maps that show the roads that have been paved since 2006. This year's paving season will be one of the most robust in a decade, doubling the number of miles to be resurfaced from 25 in 2011 to 60 in 2012. To download the plan, go to pittsburghpa.gov/DPW. Also, for up-to-date paving announcements, residents are encouraged to follow the Department of Public Works on Twitter with the handle name @citypgh_DPW, in addition to following the city's other social media networks. The Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership released its State of Downtown Pittsburgh report, outlining the many successes occurring in Pittsburgh's core. Since 2006, almost $5 billion have been invested in downtown. This investment includes such projects as the successful $5 million redesign of Market Square. The report also highlights that in 2011, almost 6 million people visited sporting and entertainment events in the greater downtown area. Additionally, the Golden Triangle has grown by over 30% in the last decade, while apartment occupancy rates have not dropped below 90% since 2009, and vacancy rates have been cut in half over the last 3 years. To view the report and to learn more, visit downtownpittsburgh.com. This has been today's top stories. Now back to you, Joanna.
And joining us today is Rebbecca Delphi, the mayor's chief service officer. Rebbecca's done a great job in really getting this initiative off the ground, and we're so pleased that she's here with us today. Rebbecca, how are you doing?
I'm well. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you. Let's just talk about how this initiative came about. How did it get started?
Sure. So Mayor Ravenstahl's Serve PGH initiative was born about a year ago. Mayor Ravenstahl is a founding member of the National Cities of Service Coalition, which is made up of mayors from across the country that are dedicated to citizen service, and he's really been a leader in that movement. On March 22nd, 2011, he launched Serve PGH, which is his high-impact service initiative. It's composed of 7 service initiatives that are really engaging citizens to help solve the most pressing needs of our city.
But put simply, our neighborhoods have many assets, but also many challenges. You know, there are vacant lots that need to be taken care of. And, you know, city crews can't do all the work. And so this initiative really just looks at all of our challenges, and we recruit volunteers through your office who then get involved and start cleaning up lots. So let's talk about a few programs, maybe Love Your Block, the Vacant Lot Revitalization Program, and what you've seen with that with regard to people getting involved.
Sure. So I think what Mayor Ravenstahl and the Cities of Service Coalition has done is fairly ingenious. They've tapped the power of people to really help meet some of the needs that we've not historically been able to address. Through Mayor Ravenstahl's Love Your Block program, we've engaged close to 1,000 volunteers in coming up with creative solutions for problems that plague their blocks. So whether it's a vacant storefront, a vacant lot, graffiti, a need for a community garden, that sort of thing, we've been able to engage volunteers to literally impact 50 city blocks in our pilot program. We've been able to remove about 3 tons of litter, and the impact's real. You can travel our streets and you can see it.
So let's talk about an example of a Love Your Block project. Take me to a neighborhood. What did people do?
Sure. So I'm going to take you to Brighton Heights, which is a neighborhood on Pittsburgh's north side. There is a great community group over there that was able to support a very fledgling effort on Antrim Street with residents that were interested in getting involved in organizing literally the neighbors on their block and addressing a vacant lot that had been sitting vacant for many years. It was a post-demolition lot, and it was a lot that collected it collected rainwater, it collected litter, and had really been an eyesore for the neighborhood. So through the power of these neighbors banding together and with support from Mayor Ravenstall's Love Your Block program, they were able to transform that lot into a rain garden. So really an example of something going from a liability into an asset.
So converting a vacant lot into a rain garden. Explain to residents, what is a rain garden?
Sure. So a rain garden is a garden space that not only looks beautiful with flowers, it can have native plant material, it also helps to collect some of the rainwater that otherwise would just pool there and become a breeding ground for mosquitoes or enter our sewage system.
Okay. So it's basically a really pretty flower garden in a neighborhood where there was once a vacant, blighted lot that's also helping to manage stormwater. So the mayor recently announced that because Love Your Block has been so successful, he's going to expand the effort to more neighborhoods thanks to a partnership with the Home Depot Foundation.
That's right. So Mayor Ravenstall's Love Your Block program has been so successful that we're really excited to bring it to more neighborhoods. Mayor Ravenstall committed to creating 100 Love Your Block projects in partnership with neighborhoods and the Home Depot Foundation over the next 2 years, and we're really excited that this week was the start of that effort.
And I happened to be at the announcement, and just to see all the neighbors there and how excited they were to know that they have these resources, that the mayor cares about their neighborhood, and that they can join with other friends who are neighbors and take part in good activities that enhance community pride, build neighborhood spirit. So it's really a great program. If you want to get involved and you're a resident watching with Serve PGH, if you want to clean a vacant lot and get tools to do that, what do you have to do?
So there are a couple ways to go about it. I would encourage any of our viewers to give us a call if they're interested. Our number is 412-255-2280. Okay. You can also go online and go to servepgh.pittsburghpa.gov.
So there are many more initiatives with Serve PGH. There's actually 7. Let's go through them. Tell me the rest of the initiatives.
Sure. So we talked a little bit about Mayor Ravenstall's Love Your Block program. There are also a number of other service initiatives that impact Pittsburgh neighborhoods. There's Mayor Ravenstall's Red Up Zone initiative, which engages community volunteers in helping to clean up our city's streets. There's the Sustainable Home Improvement Partnership, which helps to provide volunteer-fueled resources for homeowners that may need assistance with home rehabs or weatherization. There's the Snow Angels program, which is one that I think is a great idea that helps to engage volunteers in addressing some of the needs of our elderly and disabled residents by pairing volunteers with neighbors in need in the winter months and helping them to shovel and de-ice their walks. There are also a number of initiatives that address youth in Serve PGH. There's the Mayor's Mentoring Initiative, which was Mayor Ravenstall's call to action for city employees. He felt strongly that if he was calling on Pittsburgh residents to serve, that he wanted that to start with himself and with his own workforce. And so through the Mayor's Mentoring Initiative, city employees can become middle school mentors. And that's something that we're proud that in our first year, the city of Pittsburgh has become the #1 employer partner for the Be a 6th Grade Mentor program. There are 2 other initiatives. One of them is called the Civic Leadership Academy, which is a unique opportunity for city residents to take a behind-the-scenes look at their local government in a 10-week program. And then there's the Mayor's Citizen Service Awards, which really build on the belief that if we're calling on residents to serve, we need to recognize the exceptional volunteers in our community, of which there are many.
Has it been challenging to get people to volunteer for these 7 initiatives?
You know, to be honest, it hasn't. I think that Pittsburgh is unique in that we're really a city of neighbors helping neighbors. And I think that we have been thrilled that when offered the opportunity to serve, people really do step up to the plate.
So you celebrated its 1-year anniversary, Serve PGH's, very recently. In total, how many volunteers have stepped up to meet these challenges?
Sure. So we've had over 1,000 volunteers step up in the first year, which we're very proud of. I think alongside that, we're proud not just of the number of volunteers, but what their real impact has been on communities. 50 blocks revitalized, dozens of homes that are now rehabbed and weatherized for some of our more vulnerable residents, close to 200 residents served through the Mayor's Snow Angels initiative. Those are the type of impact that we're really proud to see.
Do you have any numbers with regard to if the city was deploying its workforce, Department of Public Works, to clean all these vacant lots and rehab these homes? Do you have a dollar value of the amount of work that's been done?
It's incredibly hard to quantify. There is a dollar value that we can put on volunteer hours, but I almost hesitate to do it. I think that in some sense it almost cheapens it. I think some of the things we can quantify and some things we can't. Like, what does it really mean to live in a community where neighbors help neighbors and you feel that sort of connection to people that you live near?
I think one of the most brilliant initiatives, and they're all great, is the Snow Angels program. I know that my grandmother, my grandfather has passed away, and she lives on a hill, and there's 25 steps to her front door, and she just can't shovel the snow herself. And thankfully, she has neighbors that do it for her, but not everybody's lucky to have neighbors that step up. So this initiative has paired able-bodied citizens with senior citizens and with disabled residents, and they're getting out there, they're shoveling their sidewalks, keeping them safe, making them feel secure. This winter, however, has been very mild for us, so we really haven't had to use this program too much.
It's true. This was a mild winter, so we had a ready and willing volunteer force that was deployed a few times this year. We did have a couple of snow events, but we're very much hoping that they will re-up for next year, regardless of what the weather may bring, and be a part of it again.
Fantastic. I want to toot your horn a little bit, Rebbecca. The mayor is very impressed with what you've been able to do. You know, he challenged you to get this initiative off the ground, and you've done a remarkable job. What's impressed me is that you've been able to leverage so much grant funding in just 1 year. Can you talk about that?
Sure. Well, thank you. First of all, I'm flattered. And I think that the work that Mayor Ravenstahl is doing through this initiative is really government innovation work. I think this has the potential to change the way that we do business, and really challenging local government to make citizens a part of that in an even greater way than it's ever been done before. And I think that's an idea that a lot of people are attracted to. So we've been very fortunate to have supporters like the Home Depot Foundation, like the Corporation for National and Community Service, and a number of others who have really stepped up to the plate and helped to make that vision a reality.
Thank you for joining us, Rebbecca. And if you want to get involved with Serve PGH, please check out the website or call Rebbecca. Pittsburgh's third renaissance is leaving a footprint on more areas than just downtown. In the Hill District, the $300 million Consol Energy Arena is the new home of the Pittsburgh Penguins and employs hundreds of local residents. The arena enhances Pittsburgh's tourism economy by attracting large-scale national events, like the NCAA tournament. These events bring thousands of visitors into our city, who spend millions at our local economy. And there are hundreds of more jobs coming to the Hill District. With the demolition of the Civic Arena, the Penguins and local stakeholders will soon get to work on transforming that 28-acre site into new destination shops, restaurants, and residences. The nearly $400 million redevelopment project has the potential of creating 3,000 local jobs. Heading up Center Avenue, other areas of the Hill District are seeing safety improvements and community investment. Recently, the mayor and police chief announced a major drug bust. With the help of the neighborhood camera system, over 60 criminals were arrested for drug trafficking. And as the Hill District gets safer, the recent opening of the Thelma Lovett YMCA and a new Carnegie Library branch gives young people and residents access to more positive activities. The Hill District's future is bright. The neighborhood is safer and cleaner. And developments will soon reconnect the Hill's street grid with downtown, maximizing the true job-creating potential of this historic neighborhood. Thank you for joining us on What's the 412. Be sure to check in next time to hear top stories about what's happening in your city.